Alright, Hayden, let's look at you and Chipper Jones. Now, kind of the same thing we talked about with Hudson. Look at where your hands start. Do you realize your hands start outside your shoulders to start with? Did you realize that? You did? But we've been talking about it. So what should we do with it? Should they start outside our back shoulder? No, what should they start?
Inside.
Well, not really inside, but right on our shoulder. See how Chipper on this picture, his hands, you can't even see his back shoulder because his hands are right in the way. All right, that's where we want you to do. You start your hands too far back. Now, when we start to look at the next frame, I guarantee you, because you're going to load your hands further back. Now look at them. Now see how much separation we have here? Okay. Does he have very much separation between his back shoulder and hands? Very little bit. Very little. Okay. Now, also look at his back elbow. Let's look at it. Here to there to there. We got 125 degrees. 129. All right, I'm picky, but you're too straight with that front arm. And the reason why you're too straight is because your hands are a little too far behind your back shoulder. We want to shorten that up and keep our hands, so we start them on the shoulder and we load them. They do get behind the shoulder, but just a little bit. Yours are doing a little too much, okay? So that's something that you and Hudson can both work on, okay? When we get from there, we go to heel plant. Now, heel plant, whoo, now look at our hands and our front arm. 161 degrees. Is that good? Now look how far your hands are back. You know, remember what I said earlier? I said how you're teaching Hudson all the bad things, because that's the same exact thing that Hudson's doing. All right, see how far your hands are way back there? Now the difference is you're stronger, and with that same bat, you're able to get it through the zone where he's a little weaker just because he's younger, so he can't do it, but you're getting away with it right now because, you know, the bat, you know, you're able to handle that bat. But is that a good swing or a bad swing?
Bad.
Bad. Look at his hands. Are they just barely outside his back shoulder? You got almost 8 to 10 inches behind your back shoulder. That's a big difference, okay? Then we get to heel plant, or to connection. Now look what your hands are doing. They're dropping. Now, you're keeping your chest pretty well closed, but now, again, we're dragging the bat through the zone because our hands are behind us. If our hands are that far behind us, we're going to drag the bat. Again, notice, and I hate to keep harping on him, but where are his hands in relationship? They're kind of even in his back shoulder. They're not behind his back shoulder, okay? And then from there we get to contact. Now at contact you do a really good job, and this is one of the reasons why you can hit pretty good for your age, is you do an exceptional job of staying firm on your front side, and you get off your back side. And honestly, you do that exceptionally well. All right, now notice how your heel over toe and how Chipper on the right side is heel over toe. That reason right there is the reason why you hit the ball with pop. Now, if you can get away from what you and Hudson both do of dragging your hands through the zone, you're going to absolutely kill the baseball, okay? Both of you guys can do that. But we both got the same issues of dragging the bat through the zone. Okay, does that make sense? Do you have any questions? All right, so what do you got to work on when you get home? Or when we go to practice and when we work with Dad and we work with the Titans, and what we got to work with Coach Russ, what do we got to think about doing?
Keep my hands closer to my shoulder.
Yep, keep it close to your shoulder. Then when we load, do I want my hands to go behind my back shoulder? No, we don't want to drag our hands through the zone. So here's the key for both you guys. When we load, I want my hands on my back. When we start, my stance, hands are right in front of my back shoulder. When I load, they go back a little bit. I want to think about taking the knob of the bat, okay? I want to take the knob of the bat straight from stance, load, stride, straight from there to contact. If that knob of the bat ever leaves the strike zone, what's this? Now, is that on the strike zone? Is that pointing in the strike zone? No. I want it to go from here straight to contact. Now, here I want you to watch that line when we play it back slowly. Now, watch what your hands do, how they work out and then around. Now below. Okay, see how you straighten that arm out and drug it through? Now imagine if we took that line and see how you start working on it, but it's so far behind you, that's not a good place to be. Now, let's say that we draw that line from right here to contact. Which one is shorter? This line or that line? The top one. No, this bottom one is longer. Okay, which where my, because my hands start here. Do I have a shorter distance from this distance from here to there, or from this distance from here to this line? Which line is longer? The bottom one's longer, right? So in essence, what do I want to do? Make sure it's the baseball, right? So I want to keep my hands up and right by my back shoulder and drive my hands straight to the baseball. That makes sense?
Mhm.
Okay. Very good.